Yo, what is up, guys? So today I'm going to spend some time talking about why I decided to buy a Honda Civic Type R from out of state and break down exactly the financial components of why it made sense for me. And then, of course, talk about some of the qualitative reasons why I think it makes sense to buy a Civic Type R or any other car out of state. And so let's go ahead and jump right in. So we're going to first of all jump into kind of the financial reasons why it makes sense to buy a Civic Type R out of state. You can use this sort of calculation for any other type of vehicle or any other state if you find a good deal. But I'm just going to give you guys my own personal experience to kind of show you guys why, from a numbers perspective, it made sense. All right, so we're going to first break this down into, the MSRP of the Civic Type R. And we're going to show you guys what it means to buy in California versus in my case, it was Ohio, because that's where I was able to find the Civic Type R for MSRP. Okay, let me just go ahead and blow this up. I'm gonna hide this column. Okay, so the MSRP of the Civic Type R is $46,690, and the MSRP for the same car in Ohio is the same. MSRP that is exactly the same across all states. Okay, now that's the MSRP. The adjusted dealer markup in California, on average, from what I found, was between $5,000 to $15,000. Okay, and so we're just going to average it out, and let's just put in 10,000. And the adjusted dealer markup in Ohio was 0. So we're going to show that. Now, of course, aside from the MSRP, let's just go ahead and include the use tax, which, if you live in California, unfortunately, we have to pay taxes on every vehicle that gets registered. Here in Alameda County, because I live in Fremont, it's about 10.25%, I believe. So if I had purchased a vehicle in California with the adjusted dealer markup, the use tax would have been the sum of these two times 0.125. And so the tax would have been $5,800 if I had bought in California. But because I bought in Ohio and then brought it in at the MSRP price, the use tax would be just this. Let's see. It would be this times 0.125, which is the same tax rate for Alameda County. And so I would pay less use tax also buying it out of state. And we're going to just go ahead and format these numbers because I am a stickler for numbers. Remove the cents so it's a little bit cleaner to see. Okay, cool. So we got the use tax. So now we've got the total, or the subtotal, I should call it. And we're going to just add these up. Okay, so that is the subtotal for just the car itself and the tax rate. Okay, now we have to consider what it costs to actually fly to Ohio from California. Okay, so I'm going to add in my flight detail. So flying from San Jose to Columbus, Ohio, I think it cost me about $360 on Southwest. I don't think that's the best price, but it wasn't the worst price either. It was actually pretty competitive. Now, the downside of flying from here to Ohio, they did make me layover in Dallas on the way there, and then on the way back, I had a layover in Las Vegas. So waste a couple hours, but hey, I mean, it is what it is. So that's the flight cost. The next one, I did spend a few nights at a hotel. I think it was Friday night and then Saturday night, so that was 2 nights. Normally it would cost about about $150, $200 a night, but because I use Chase points, I'm going to just use the points converted to dollars, and I spent roughly about $300 in points to stay at a pretty decent Hyatt place. Okay, so that's the hotel. Rental and gas. I think I found something on Costco for a rental car. It was about $110 bucks plus about $15, $20 of gas. Actually, it was probably less than that. I'm just going to round it up to $130 in rental and gas. Next was miscellaneous. Of course, you got to eat. What else did I spend on? Did I pay any tolls? No, I did not. So just food, I would say about $80 for those 2 days. Hotel had a nice breakfast, so I was covered there. Now let's talk about shipping. Shipping the car from Ohio to California. I got a bunch of different quotes, guys, and your mileage may vary. I got quotes anywhere from 1,000, 1,100 to about 1,600. But I found a legitimate place that was highly reviewed, and they had a good reputation, and they were charging about $11.60 transport. So I ultimately went with them, $11.60. So we're gonna add that there. And let me see, is there anything else that I'm missing? Flight, hotel, rental, gas, miscellaneous, and transport. I think that's it, guys. So we're going to now total up everything here, and I'm just gonna show you why it makes sense. We're going to add this, buying in California. Okay, we're just gonna sum these values in here, and then do the same here. And then of course the difference. So now we're going to show you guys the difference between buying in California and buying in Ohio. And voila, I basically saved roughly $9,000 buying out of state. And of course it takes time, right? I spent my weekend and had to fly out of state, but I saved $9,000 at the end of the day. Now, here's the other thing, the qualitative part that I did not cover yet. I consider this almost like a little mini vacation where I got to see a new state, a new city that I've never been before. And let me tell you guys, Ohio, it actually reminds me a lot about Portland and Oregon. So I can't say that it was like the best place ever, but it's got a small town feel, got to explore the area, got to drive around, meet some cool people, and just get a sense of what Columbus, Ohio is like. So that was really cool. And so you can't really put a price on that. For me, I kind of enjoy these little excursions, even if it's for personal business. I would consider that in this case, but I always like traveling. I think I've always had the desire to see new places, meet new people. And even if it costs me money, I still consider that an experience that I'll remember forever. So if you guys are okay with that and you're down to explore new places, and you can find a deal like this, where you can find an MSRP car like the Type R in another state, why not consider going? I think those are the only things I had for this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this calculation. Does it make sense to fly out of state to get a car like the Type R, or do you think it's not worth it? Whatever you guys think, please share it down below, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.